exercise. So everyone's going to think that this is the most important principle in changing your body and getting the body composition and getting healthy. But to be honest, exercise sort of comes, all the things I've talked about first come first. You need to do that first because exercise is a stress. And the real change in exercise, or what comes with exercise, isn't exercise itself, it's the response to exercise and the ability to respond to exercise. So we call that allostatic abilities. So there's homeostasis, which is basically a nice state where the body's all the levels are normal in the hormones and your neurotransmitters, and everything's working well and you're healthy. But it's the ability to get out of homeostasis and bounce back to it, and that is called allostasis, or allostatic abilities. So all of those allostatic abilities are based on the things that I just previously talked about. So nutrition, hydration, and sleep. So you have to do those first, right? But that being said, I'm going to give you a bit of guidance here on where to start with exercise. So if you have extreme fatigue, or you are sick, or you have some sort of dysfunction or disease that you know of, you need to start with energy building exercise such as yoga or Tai Chi. There's also work in exercises they're basically yoga or Tai Chi exercises that I give to my clients. We just call them work in exercises because a lot of guys are turned off of yoga and Tai Chi because they think it's girly. And I say, well, do this because it's going to actually stimulate your testes and bring you testosterone. It's going to stimulate your adrenals, give you more energy. And they go, oh, okay, yeah, man, sounds good. And basically it's just yoga and Tai Chi. I'm just tricking them into doing it because they're too in their head about what they think they know. So if your body's sick, exercise, yes, it's too stressful, and they actually energize the cells. This type of exercise energizes the cells. And it's also good for high performance athletes to actually stimulate recovery. So it's called active recovery exercise in athletes. So I still do a lot of this kind of stuff, and I do it usually in bed when I owe no more to the world, and I just basically do a lot of this yoga and stretching in bed. So great time to do it because there's no more excuses not to do it, right? Now, after you have done that for a while and you're starting to feel, yeah, I'm starting to actually get some energy back and I feel like I can expend some, right? And not kill myself, basically. If you don't have a specific goal or you don't have a specific sport or anything in mind, and it's the common goal, I just want to look good and feel good. If that's your thing, start with primal patterns. So this is the squat, lunge, bend, push, pull, and twist. And then there's gait as well, which is basically starting with walking and then getting to jogging and then running. So these are functional patterns that tie in the core musculature to whatever the limbs are doing. So if the limbs are moving around, there's going to be basically cross-sectional stuff that's going through the core. So that's typically what we would call a functional exercise. So from there, you can get more goal or sport specific and more complex in training. But that's where I would start. And you can download my primal pattern progression exercise programs, and I'll leave a link to it in the show notes. Now that's exercise. Now the last thing is probably the most underrated thing. Thanks so much for watching, guys. And if you found the content useful and you really think it's going to make a better version of yourself and stronger version of yourself, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing and hit that bell icon as well. And lastly, please leave a comment, as I'd like to know your opinion on this topic and what else you'd like to hear about. So thanks again, guys, and stay